Let me start off by thanking everyone who are here tonight, our friends and family who visited, and the overwhelming number of people who have sent their thoughts and prayers through flowers, calls, texts, and even social media messages, which I welcome very much, being the young, vibrant millennial that I am. Anyway, kidding aside, for those who may not know me, I am Noel, the youngest son of Ligaya, Silverio-dela, Merced. I am the son. I say this because for those who may be unaware of my mother's story, here's the condensed version. As she was giving birth to me, April 21, 1973, she suffered an overdose of anesthesia, which led to cardiac arrest and hypoxia, which affected her mental functions and caused irreversible damage. She was 26 years old, but reduced to having a mental capacity of perhaps a 3-year-old. As with any medical drama, there's always the dilemma of saving the baby or saving the mother. And perhaps that was the case. Of course, this may be an overly dramatic depiction of what had actually happened, because while I was there present, possibly only the living witness inside the operating room. To this day, I don't know what had transpired in full accuracy, because I was that baby. 26 years old, others haven't even began their proper adult lives that age. She seemed to have savored every moment, I was told. The glory days, she had the looks, she had the personality, the style, most notably, the means. She was indulged by my Lolo Silverio. She lived life, and to the fullest, happily, unapologetically. Then just like that, time stopped. And so frozen in her veins were the happiest memories of my family's heydays. Decades later, sadly, the same is no longer true in our family. If my birth had saved if my birth had saved her from experiencing this, then probably it was written. I sometimes wonder if I was the unluckiest of us 3 brothers. I think, well, at least my eldest brother Richie had 5 years with her. My second brother Bambi had 3 years. But truth of the matter is, how could either of them be luckier? Both were far too young to even bank in substantial memories any more than I. I wish not parade our mother's sad accident and unburden you with what is supposedly us brothers' misfortune. However way you put it, this quote-unquote misfortune has been the solid foundation on which we built our unbreakable bond as brothers. Our beautiful relationship with our mother, however unconventional it may be, and our respective wonderful lives with our spouses and children. The irony is true that rock bottom is the most solid surface to build an edifice on, albeit that I was and still am probably the Empire State Building to my brother's Twin Towers. Yes, I was always the cutest one. What I lack in height, I just make up for my killer charm. Anyway, enough about me, and continuing on. As children, we never felt short of love. We had our grandmother, Dela Merced, who took care of us so lovingly and unconditionally. We had our parents, the parents of our friends, who had treated us as their own. We had relatives who would check on us. We had a father who may not have been physically present at all times, but was there when we called and needed him. We were sent to good schools. We were indulged with toys, trips, and other triviality kids desired. For majority of you grew up in more conventional ways of dad, mom, kids. Ours may sound like an entirely different reality, and you may think what we had was not sufficient. It may not be picture perfect, but we were unaware what perfect meant. So a certain cliche comes to mind: ignorance is bliss. We didn't know what we really didn't know any other reality. We just really didn't know any other reality. I mentioned earlier the word misfortune, glass half empty or glass half full. Unknowingly, our perceived misfortune became the catalyst of our profound relationship as brothers and as sons to our mother. Can you imagine three clueless boys sharing the task of bringing our mother to the salon for a haircut, or choosing clothes for her, buying her makeup? Picture this, three adolescent boys who couldn't even fix their own beds, or still need forcing to take a shower in a round table business meeting, and agenda is scheduled for who's going to take mom to get her nails done and buy her monthly feminine products and necessities. But never did we ever view these tasks as chores, as normal boys of that age. We grew up caring for our mother because of her condition. We were glad to do so because we got to spend more time with her, regardless if she understood us or not. Taking care of her was our happiest, or was our happiness. I told my wife recently it's like that film, Three Men and a Baby. As though we had a beautiful doll we were nurturing, except we were not yet men, and she was not our baby. Because technically, we were hers. Although these experiences we've discovered the most honest, unadulterated meaning of unconditional love, compassion, kindness, patience, flexibility, self-reliance, resourcefulness, and most important, respect. In their purest forms, and because of our business meetings about the funniest, most mundane things, us brothers learned the truest meaning of sibling love, support, unity, and brotherly solidarity. Of course, we had help, paid help, but really, if we boys didn't do it, who would have? You may wonder who attended PTC meetings. Kuya Richie was that man. Who tutored me in math was Kuya Banwi, and not that I ever got into any fights back in the day, because Jimmy, I added this. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I lost this. But you pick on one, you pick on all of us. With much taller and robust brothers, I wonder if anyone would ever even dare. I knew my brothers had my back, and I had theirs. Then there were always Raymond John, Raymond Gonzalez, Jose Luis, Silamao, and through the years, my other friends. These days when I wake up, or while I go for my morning run and contemplate the man I have become, as well as my brothers, I am proud. We all turned okay, and I honestly think and genuinely believe Mom would have been proud. We've developed to such because of her, and because of her. We all finished college in good universities and fairly good marks. Then we even got our MBAs, and we're all comfortable and managed to attend to our mom's medical financial needs on our own. We're all happily married, I think. all with beautiful children. We send our children to good schools off the back of our own blood, sweat, and tears. We managed to provide the best we could to our wives through our own old-fashioned, traditional hard work. May not be as lavish as others, but definitely better than most. And I reflect on the matter given our history. Easily, you can imagine how the story could have unfolded in a totally different direction. We could have gotten into drugs, destroyed our lives, tangled with very bad people, but thank God we didn't. We couldn't. We had our mother to be responsible for. Later on, Kuya Richie married my sister-in-law Kelly, who at 21 years old was plucked out of the United States to live with my mom and us boys. Although like fish out of water, she wholeheartedly assumed the role of principally taking care of our mother out of us three. It is really clear that she had done most of taking care of my mom and Kelly, who attended to my mother's medical concerns from the day she married Kuya Richie to mom's final gasp in the hospital. This on top of the fact that she had 4 kids to take care of, Nico, Charlie, Niles, and Megan, plus the 5th, my brother. Where is he? I can't even find him. I'm looking out there. He is. But seriously, she was the only one among us in the hospital 10 to 12 hours a day, every day. Kelly, thank you. Thank you. Kuya Bobby, who's a man of few words, but ever available and reliable, married to Michelle and kids Daniel, Andre, Misha, and Jacob. Kuya Bobby, because he can scoot around, can easily, swiftly get to my mom in the hospital in a moment's notice. And literally face death head on. He was the one with mom the whole time in the morgue. To my dearest friends, some of whom have been my brothers since grade school and middle school, this is not an Oscar speech, so I can't possibly mention all. But my crew, you know what I mean, right? And lastly, I have Jingay, who who, while she openly admits, has had a lingering feeling of guilt for her inability to share more responsibilities in my mom's care when she was alive, took charge when we all froze the moment of her passing. Mommy's going away party is so beautiful. In fact, she's very beautiful. As you may expect, I knew very little about the kind of person my mom was before the incident, except the little I had been told, that her energy and personality lived up to her name, Ligaya. She loved fashion and traveling. She had a lot of friends. Her favorite color is pink and drove around UP in a pink Toyota Crown and had pink poodles. After marrying Jingay, it was serendipitous that she and her mom are on the same social circle of my mother, with so many common connections. So many of my wife's titas, godmothers, and Mommy Susan's friends were very good friends of my mom. So I got to hear the stories, learn more about her through her memories. I met who my mom and dad used to double date with. I met who designed her wedding dress or gown, people she went to dinner and dancing with, and so on. Sometimes even before Jingay gets to actually introduce us, they're already hugging me. Hi, anak ni Ligaya. And it's heartwarming that my mom was so well loved and that so many people speak of her with twinkling smiles. Thank you to my son Noel who surprised us with this video and music you've been watching. And my daughter Chloe who just gives unexplainable happiness, all by flashing a smile. I also make mention to my mother-in-law Susan, who doesn't treat me like a son-in-law, but as a son. You're a mother, though not biologically. I treat and honor you in the same regard as I do my own. I gained another big brother, Lloyd, Karen, sister, and nephew, Sandy. So on this note, Mommy, I love you. Thank you. I am not the son you lost your best years to. I am the son who preserved the best years for you. Thank you.